I'm Leigh LaRie.
And I'm Nick B.
Listen, we're just two single girls from the City of Roses discussing all things love, lust, and perception.
And roses are a symbol of all things beautiful about love.
But as you know, love can get a little dirty. So we're here to talk about it.
Dirty Roses Podcast starts now.
Hey, I'm Leigh LaRie.
And I am Charlisa Shadowboxx.
All right, and welcome to Dirty Roses Podcast. Now, today, we have like the ultimate of all ultimates of hair care and beauty care and all the things. And of course, a little bit of bling bling in the mix. But because we're doing this show the way that we're doing this show today, you all know that Miss Charlisa Shadowboxx Harris is my stylist. And we be doing all kinds of crazy things. So we want to feature a product today. Miss Shadowboxx, what you got?
I got the Tame leave-in conditioner. This is the staple item in the Milani vegan hair and body care line. This is the OG, and this is the perfect product that you can use for so many different purposes. If your kid is super tender-headed, you can spray that on to help detangle. If you've got the curly hair, then you can spray that on. We could even put it on this straight hair in order to, be able to blow dry it. It goes perfectly on wigs. It's just the beauty supply that's in LA. They call it because you can use it for all the things. So
I love
Tame
it.
leave-in conditioner.
And y'all know that I be rocking the weaves and the sew-ins.
Yes.
And it is absolutely how I take care of my tresses in between care and in between appointments. And I can keep these bundles for a very long time. So y'all make sure y'all check out Charlisa Shadowboxx Harris at, what's the website?
MilaniBeauty.com.
Okay, get that Tame, y'all.
And use code Leigh.
Yes.
Like, she doesn't like to plug herself, but use code Leigh in order to get a discount.
And that's LEIGH, okay? Get your little extra savings courtesy of moi, okay? But today, I cannot tell you how excited I am today. We have like the ultimate duo here of all things glam, beauty, wigs, hair care,
community,
paint and sips, community, like events. I mean, it's going down. And as you can see on the table, we got some things. So usually we start with a story. This story is going to be how I met this wonderful, beautiful queen. And I think we'll change our names to queens today. I'm Queen Leigh LaRie, okay? But I met this queen because I actually used to work with her sister. And her sister came to the office and she had one of these blinged out water bottles that you see on the table. If you don't see the episode, you're listening, we will definitely plug it in the show notes. But she had this water bottle and I was like, I love things sparkly. I love all things sparkly. And I tried to take it and she was like, no. But my sis got you. And so I was like, okay. So we exchanged information. I talked on the phone. She was like, yes, queen. Hey, queen. Every time you talk to her, it's queen. I was like, oh, I like her already. I love her. And from there, I was at every pop-up, every event. She was there and she has everything custom. I'm talking about custom blinged out earrings, jewelry, purses, water bottles, bags. I mean, and then we're going to get into these wigs. Oh, the outfits too, because the outfits be on point. Listen, we got Queen Tralice Lewis in the building.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Yes.
And we've got Ambrosia here.
Yes.
It's such a small world because Ambrosia and I met years ago when you were looking for someone to color your hair. And then you ended up being my model for the first commercial that was ever shot, especially at our new location that we're in. So it's really funny how things come around full circle.
Oh, yes.
But Ambrosia has the boutique. She's got the paint and sip.
Hey.
Or are you guys sipping?
We have sparkling cider.
Okay.
I was gonna say
If you want your own sip and
Got
host,
you.
I come to you.
Okay.
You get your bartender, you get your caterer, and I'm teaching and bringing all the paint supplies.
I love it because I was like, I know this is a sanctified operation.
Listen.
So I wasn't sure they were sipping. We
Listen.
sipping on communion juice up in here.
Listen.
But I also do my services for people who are in recovery and things like that. So they want to have a good time and have nice wine glasses and stuff, but they use sparkling cider.
We can do some good mocktails.
Always about community. That's why I wanted to highlight. Like it's just always about like making sure that you're making your mark in the community for both of you guys. So,
I love that. Well,
yes.
welcome Queen Ambrosia and Queen Tralice and Queen Shadowboxx. Okay, because we queens today.
Yes.
Tell me, where did Queen come from? Because that is like your staple phrase.
Yes.
Queen came from because, our ancestors, they paved the way. And I wanted to remind us that we are queens and we work hard. We come from good stock. And we deserve to be honored.
Absolutely.
And each and every person that enters my store, I want you to know that I honor you. And each and every person that I come and that cross my path, I want you to know that I honor you and I appreciate you and I love you. So that is why I call kings and queens, because that is who you are. That is what you represent. And that is what our ancestors who paved the way for us.
Absolutely. And speaking of honoring, you established your business in honor of your mom. So tell us a little bit about that.
May my mom rest in peace. She passed in 2012. And I asked my sister and them, could I name my business after my mother? So I'm very protective of the name because it's her legacy. And I named, and my daughter, who I also lost, is baby Callie, me and my husband, after my mom, in honor of her, is named after my mom. And my mom was a person who took care of everybody. She was a nurturer, and she loved a good wig. And she taught me and educated me surrounding wigs. And so I wanted to honor my mom in that way. And my mom always served community. And she always took care of everybody. She was a nurse for over 33 plus years. She was a hospice nurse. And I followed in my mom's footsteps.
I was going to say, because you had 15 years in healthcare before you even really dipped and dived into this whole wig kingdom. Okay.
Yeah, yep. And I love, so I mixed the two. I went to Beaumont Beauty School, and then COVID happened. And I began to make quick weave hat wigs, which I still rock and make today. But I only make my hat wigs when my energy is in a good space. So if my energy is off, I will not create, because my mom would always teach me that we use our hands to heal.
Yes.
And oftentimes people who are dealing with hair loss and or hair challenges, and that includes men, women, and children, because oftentimes they are forgotten. And if our energy is off and somebody is trying to heal from a medical condition and you're working on their head, you're transferring that energy into that person. They may have not told you medically, but you can definitely sense that they may be going through something when you're working on something. So if I'm off, I'm not going to then pour my craft onto what I'm creating to put on somebody's head. So I'm very mindful and appreciative of that and my craft, because this is what God has called me to do. So I always tell my customer, I did it the other day, where I was like, hey, your hat wig is going to be a little late, or your wig service is going to be a little late because my energy is off, and my customers appreciate that about me.
I was going to ask, how do they respond to that?
I've never had a customer be upset with me, because when you're honest and you communicate, they appreciate it. It's just it's all about communication.
Absolutely.
And I'm upfront about it.
I think it's also about the energy as well, because people, I don't feel like people happen upon you by accident. So I think it's about the energy that you put out and the fact that people gravitate to you. So I could imagine that people are very understanding of that, because they know that you're that safe space.
Yes,
you know, with us. And I definitely can resonate with how you were saying, making sure that your energy is intact, because it was the same thing. My grandmother was the entrepreneur, and when I let her know I was going to beauty school, the first thing she said, make sure your spirit's in the right place, because you're touching people and you're transferring that energy onto people. So, and she's like, and if your energy is messed up, you're gonna have bald head clients.
Now listen,
we don't want that.
Listen, now the way that is also reciprocated in her salon, because I know she will quick to be like, your energy is off, get out my salon. And I crack up every single time. I swear to God, she be calling me, she's like, girl, this lady done brought a cat to the I will never forget that story.
So
I swear.
I had to tell people the other day when they were joking, like with the reel that we did, and they were like, "Oh, that's so funny." I was like, "The funny thing is that
it was a
this
true
wasn't
story."
A joke. This is a true story.
Emotional support animal.
It wasn't emotionally supporting me. Okay.
And the cleanliness of our space.
Yeah, like, especially because the cats were like rabid, like she couldn't. She couldn't keep the cats at home, so she had to bring them with her because they were becoming a nuisance in her apartment building. So I'm like, so what are they supposed to do here? Like,
right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm picturing muzzles.
Listen.
She had them in a stroller. I said, Lord.
I'm going to be quite, look, I'm an animal
That's
lover.
their baby.
I have
your little
pets.
queen.
Listen, I tell you, I have pets too. But what I'm not gonna do is go to a salon or a restaurant. I even barely like it at the grocery store. I'm weird about hair and food and pets and in my thing. Like my animals don't go in my room.
Yes, or the kitchen.
Or the kitchen.
Yeah, because there needs to
Talk
be
about it.
sanitary spaces. There's no
Talk
such
about
thing
it.
as having it too sanitary when you've got animals and things like that around. So I was like, ma'am, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, we don't play the games. Look.
So what made you transition from healthcare to doing wigs and like this creative entrepreneurship that you got?
Queen, I still like to think I'm still in the healthcare. Through the grace of God, I'm in partnership with Kaiser.
Oh.
And so I provide wigs. I'm Kaiser's wig wholesaler, so I provide the wigs for Kaiser as well, which is a blessing. And then I do not sell a wig that I do not wear, so I test each and every wig and making sure that educating people surrounding wigs, and often something that is definitely not taught in beauty school.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
And Queen, you know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
It's
is
very
something that's
segregated.
definitely, it's definitely
That
missed.
seems
It
to be a
is.
trend with like ethnic hair, and I use air quotes because braiding was a whole
Right.
thing, and
Yeah.
like natural hair care is a whole thing.
Yep.
But when you go to the schools to get licensed to be able to practice
Yep.
the things that they don't teach,
Yeah.
Right.
you don't learn those things in the school.
They don't
Yes.
teach about wigs.
Right.
And then it also becomes a minimizing when it comes to things that are centered around our community.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's not taken as seriously.
Yes.
So although all cultures do, have hair, wear wigs, wear extensions and
Yes.
things like that,
Yeah.
somehow when it comes to our part of the industry, they minimize it to being like, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. And so I just I tried to be very mindful of that and
Right.
include, and I found that it wasn't taught, and I wanted to create a space. So it's trying to fill the gap that wasn't filled. And so this is what God has called me to do. I was like, oh Lord, who's gonna support me? You want me to do this? I scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a huge like step in faith. And I know Queen Ambrosia, you talked about, how you do this kind of work, but in a different aspect with the paint sips and like the coming together to be creative and like an outlet. So what was the biggest step that you took into moving in that direction that was kind of different from what you could have been doing?
Oh, wow. I don't know if we got enough time. But seriously, coming from working with children and families, whether it was teaching dance, whether it was working for DHS Child Welfare, or currently with my day job of creating programs for a mental health organization. And I still collaborate with that organization and with others to provide the services that I provide. But it was never too far-fetched for me because, again, it was about teaching and helping people. And I tell people my talent is not just like, oh, paint this mural or anything like that. My talent is showing you and teaching you that you can relieve stress. You can heal from some trauma. You can be able to talk about things. People release things when they're doing art and they're drawing. You see, when you're learning something, you're doodling or you're trying to, it's helping you focus and it's helping you to be able to like release some things that are inside. And so I like to say, look, I'm not, selling these huge paintings, but what I am selling is the ability to be able to teach you and show you not just a good time, but that you can create art too.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And I'm sure that it does so much for the mental health. And because I think we've also grown so accustomed to like suppressing things. And so
Absolutely.
sometimes we're always like, I'm okay. So I'm pretty sure you've had those moments that in the course of creating that they realize maybe I'm not quite so okay.
Right.
Yes, and a lot of people, especially Black males, surprisingly, they're just like, I didn't know that I could create something like this. Wow. And one of the number one rules in my class is no negative talk.
Yep.
Especially about yourself.
Yes.
No backhanded
real.
comments. Oh, yours is so nice, and I could never do. No. And what comes out, you have to release control. You can't control it all, and especially when you're painting.
Yes.
You're learning. What does this do when I do this with this brush? What happens when I mix these colors? Like, you think you're gonna create this tree, and it's gonna be this little thing, and it takes up the whole canvas, and you have to accept it. It's your art. It's what came out of you. And be okay with it, and be proud of what you created.
Yep.
That's amazing.
I love that. I love like, because the way that art works is, you know, you make a mistake, right? Air quotes again, make a mistake, but you can redirect that into something beautiful. Yeah. And I love how you guys both kind of talk about how you kind of redirected what your passions are into ways to help the community. So that is so beautiful. What has been like the biggest pitfall or the biggest barrier to doing this kind of work that maybe have made you say, like, I don't know if I can keep going?
Oh, Queen, I love that question. I'll share this with you. I think I shared a little bit when I was on Coin, but I was at home coming from the store, and for those who don't know, my store is 170 square feet, and you know, I opened it on faith.
Right.
And what God called me to do, not knowing if my community would show up for me, you know, and we have the In Living Colors and Mid-K's, and being the only Black-owned wig store here in the Pacific Northwest. And you wonder, is there going to be a sale today? And on this day, I was having a bad day and no sales. And then my place tends to be the shower where I do all of my crying. You could probably relate, Queen. I think we've talked about Queen. And I was like, you know, Lord,
Listen,
you know, I'm like,
Lord,
I need a sign. You know, Mama, Lord, I need a sign. Send me a sign. Is this something I'm supposed to really be doing? You start to question God, question like, am I moving in the right way? What am I supposed to do? Where is it? And then 2 hours later, my husband didn't even know, child. And I was sitting on the couch, and I was asking God, I needed a sign. If you are who you say you are, I need you to send me a sign if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And 2 hours later, I got, and what people don't know, me and my husband had just got scammed out of our home buying money.
Oh, no.
And 2 hours later, Queen Tabitha Brown sent me a DM.
Ooh.
And said, I'm doing a movie. I need 2 wigs. I need these wigs. And I had just got done doing a collaboration with a fashion show with Miso. And then I was like, and being scammed, I didn't think it was real. And so I ran upstairs and I asked my son, you know how teenagers are.
Right.
Like, how do you know if this is really her? Is this?
And I ran upstairs and I was like, is this real? And he looked at it and he was like, yes, Mom, this is real, you know. And I was like, are you sure?
Right.
Like, that's when you go to the page, you see the blue check mark. You got to see how many followers they got, how many posts they had. Yes, the deep dive.
Yeah, look at the email address.
He did the whole rundown, and he was like, yes, Mom, this is real. And then for some reason, I just kind of fell, and I opened up to her, and I just kind of shared with her, like, I'm having a difficult time. You know, I miss my mom, and is this real? I told her, is this real to this celebrity? You know, how corny is that?
We all had our moments, I tell you.
And I told her, I named my business after my mother. And then she replied back to me, it's beautiful that you named your business after your mother. And I was telling her, I was asking God, was this a sign? And she sent me a private video recorded message that I think I played it for you, Queen. I played it for Queen. That I don't share too often, but I go back and I listen. And just a small snippet that I'll share with you guys. I won't share the whole thing. But she shared that her mother always wanted to go to Callie, and that she lives in Callie.
Oh, wow.
And that her mom's friend has a dog named Callie.
Ooh, I got chills.
My mother,
listen,
all these signs.
My mother's name is Callie, and
right.
that this is a sign.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And so, this is why I encourage, and I even tell Queen all the time, just continuing to encourage entrepreneurs, even when we can't see the other side, no matter what it looks like. And I tell myself, just continue to keep the faith, walk in faith. No matter what it looks like, and keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're gonna come back to your story because I have another question, but I want to give Queen Ambrosia a chance to talk about.
Ooh, the struggle is real.
Yeah.
Okay. Because some days all we have is
I
fake.
tell you.
That part.
Like for real though. So me and Tralice, we met because our businesses are next to each other. She had 170 square feet. I may had 200.
Yeah, she had a little more
square feet.
Yeah, she got
I
more
had
than
clothes, okay. I had a whole
was
clothing
scared.
boutique, okay. And so I'm there with a newborn baby, and here she is with her hair, and we setting up our shops because we just got our keys and everything, and then she got like 4 or 5 people helping her, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is what?
She
I'm
said,
like, excuse me, ma'am, you got a lot of help over there. It's looking good. You got your shelves up and everything. I'm over here building stuff. And she was like, yeah, I'm connected to Miso, and she just shared her resources. She shared about Wigs. I was like, I don't know a lot about Wigs. Over the 2 years of our businesses being next to each other, she just poured out and just is always like, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Teach, like, I'm getting my hair dyed and stuff like that. Like, how do I take care of my hair? How do I switch it up? And so she just taught me so much, and not just about Wigs, but about business as well. And so back to your original question about like, okay, what was like one of the moments that were really hard, and how do you keep going? Being at that location, it wasn't really ready for business owners. They said there was a lot of foot traffic. They gave us a lot of numbers, but construction wasn't finished. There wasn't clear signage. We spent over a year trying to advocate for all of the businesses, all the small businesses in that area to be able to get proper signs. Like, people don't know that we're here. We're tucked in the back. The apartments aren't finished. We don't have the foot traffic that you had promised. And our businesses, a lot of people would put in our savings, our life savings into opening these businesses with these promises that you gave us. And so after being there almost 2 years, I'm like, okay, doing that thing again, like, Lord, I know I was here for a reason.
Right.
Okay. I left my job. Okay.
Right.
Face the state with some
playing
good
with my
benefits.
money now.
That mustard need to do something now.
Good benefits. Okay. And so my husband was like, okay, you sure you about to? Yes, I'm sure. This is what the Lord has told me to do. But within that, it was a very hard decision, and I end up switching my business from being front facing to being online, and working with Miso, developing programs and teaching youth and young adults how to start their own business and prevent some of the pitfalls, at the same time still building up my business. And as I began to still get paint parties, I had paint parties and paintings up, and I had my boutique. I had both running at the same time. I started getting more contracts in business with the paint parties, and I had to make a decision, like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to switch what I'm doing, because something, and being an entrepreneur, that is very important, of being able to recognize the market and being able to recognize what are people asking for, and what is going to sell, and when is the right time to change. One eye opener for me is that I applied for the Black United Fund entrepreneurship program. Yeah, because she was like, you need to apply, and I applied and went through multiple rounds, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is it. This is going to help me. I need the next level advice. I know how to register my business. I know how to open a business bank account. I taught people how to do that. I need that next level of business coaching for a business that is making more money now. And so when I applied and I didn't get it, and I was like, oh man, that can be very discouraging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very discouraging, but that's the industry as well. You have to be able to take those, and they're not really losses, because it's learning.
The lessons,
The L's are you're learning, and it's lessons. And I went to the guy that runs it, and I was like, hey, I saw him at a event, and I was like, any advice? Like, what do you suggest? And he said, what if you put all of your energy and your talents into the paint party business instead of spreading yourself thin? What would happen?
A lot of entrepreneurs, they need that advice, because
absolutely.
Exactly.
When I did that last year in December, I ended up getting 3 other contracts, and I ended up tripling my revenue.
Wow.
And when I applied again to the program, I actually got in.
I see.
Sometimes
I
it's
love
not
that.
right now. That's all it is. It's not,
Right.
for you, but it's also the importance of learning how to pivot. Because I think that's where a lot of businesses go wrong.
Yes.
Or just in life. You know what I mean? Like, not
life.
even just in business, in life. Sometimes when things are not working for us, it doesn't mean that we're not supposed to be here, but maybe not in this capacity.
Right.
That
And
part.
so that's really
That-
important.
And that
agree.
spread too
to know
thin
that.
is, a lot of people get caught up in the fact that I'm not making money here, so let me also do this, and then let me also do this, but this is going to fund this, and you end up having like 5 or 6 different revenue streams that aren't really revenue streaming nothing,
Right.
and then you get lost, you get discouraged, and I love that you were able to get the advice that you got and then focus, and then it really paid off. That's like a beautiful thing right there.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Listen.
she even touched on that too, because like you said, starting a business is easy. We like anyone can do
Right.
that. It's the learning how to sustain it, how to figure out what is actually going to work for your business in order to be profitable.
Yes.
And we do have to realize like,
Yeah.
okay, this is we've done the easy part. Now I've got to do the hard work
Right.
and figure out what is actually
Right.
going to keep me
And
here
letting
tomorrow.
go of what you think is your dream is hard.
That part.
But isn't that how
deep.
God works?
That's some
Boy,
deep work right
the
there.
Yeah,
The
yeah. Because he's like,
transitions are hard.
sometimes
Transition.
I didn't tell you to do that. Like at the end of the day, we be coming up with these bright ideas, and we have to
Hey.
realize that's not in alignment with what God wants for us,
But
and we can really get like twisted sometimes.
Yeah.
That he's steady pulling things away from us, and he's with us the whole time.
What they
But-
say, make them laugh by telling them what your plans are.
Right. He's like, I didn't say nothing about that. That
Right.
ain't got nothing to do with that.
That part.
But also having a brick and mortar is so difficult for a lot of people, and especially during these times.
Right
Yeah.
now.
Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
Yes.
But I wanted to come back to something because I know that this was highly publicized for you, is that you had been vandalized so many times, where surrounding non-Black owned businesses were completely unscathed. So tell us about that experience and what that meant, and how did you rebuild from that?
Oh, thank you for asking that, Queen. What people don't know, and oftentimes what I still don't talk about, I still get really bad phone calls.
Really?
Who
hates wigs?
Cowardly, like
Who hates
real.
wigs? It'd be different if you was over here selling Bitcoin, but you trying to make people look cute. But
Yeah, and we are a place, we create safe spaces.
Yeah.
And I just say that God has me. I continue to walk in faith, and I'm going to continue to create a safe space for everybody. And just continue to hope that community shows up for me. And people who vandalize me, and they don't look like me.
Cowardly.
Yeah, very much so, Queen. And it's hurtful to
Yeah.
see it, to see the N-word scribbled on tables, and even with Rockwood leaving it out there for months. They don't know the trauma behind that, having it on tables for months or so. And then even to have your signs, they stole my mother's, and I'm trying not to cry about it. They stole my mom's sign.
No.
With her face on it. And nobody else's sign gets tampered with. And to know that whatever, I've seen death up close, personal. I've taken care of people who've done hurtful things to me that don't look like me, and I love on them the same, and taking care of their families through caregiving and hospice, and will continue to do that because this is what God called me to do, and I will love them the same. Even as they enter my store, I will be the change. I will be the vessel. But it's hurtful. And I look at it as, hopefully he doesn't give me more than I can bear. I ask myself, why does this happen to me with my space being so small? But this is why we are queens.
Right.
Because we can take something so small and make something so big.
Yeah.
And our hearts are full.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what a queen does is they
we
multiply.
are, and including you guys, we are safe spaces. Y'all seen, if you need a safe space, look for a Black woman.
Listen,
That's so true.
That is
and we're
facts.
tired. Can we just speak to that though? Because look, we tired.
You know, look for a Black woman. Y'all hungry? Look for y'all, baby. I got y'all. Baby.
That is
know?
so
We
true
take care of
though.
you. We don't care what you look
We don't
like.
care what
That
you
part,
look like.
that
And,
part.
and although I've been hurt, and they've hurt me, through the grace of God, I'm still standing. Through no sales, I'm still standing. Through nobody buying wigs, I'm still standing. And God has showed me that I'm still standing. I'm still here. The store is still here. And I'm going to continue to still donate and give wigs and serve my community.
Yeah,
I
no
love
weapon
it.
formed. You know?
That part.
Yeah.
That
So
part.
thank you, Queen.
I love it. We gonna get happy again. 'Cause
Yeah.
we got a little deep.
sorry.
But listen,
I'm sorry.
I know. But I was like, hold on, I had to take a pause for a second.
sorry.
But no, it's okay
Yes,
because
mommy.
this is real talk. This is like
Yeah.
what business is about. Like being an entrepreneur. It's not always like the wins and the successes that everybody shows on social media because
Thank
that
you.
looks
That's
good.
the part that people get caught
That's
up
what they
in,
do.
though.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
not
thing,
about setting your
yeah.
own hours and waking up when you feel like it because that's a
right.
misconception.
Yeah.
But it is these moments where you feel like you're gonna have to give up, or you feel like the whole world is against you, or you done spent your last dime and your spouse is looking at you like,
Yes.
I don't know how
you
long we're
sure?
gonna do this.
That part.
But it always gets better when you are
does.
passionate and when you're steadfast and when you do it. And y'all are examples of that. And I love that. And because of this, ma'am, celebrity wig stylist, you got products being promoted by the Queen Lunell herself. Oh my goodness.
The queen.
Tell us about like what it's like to see celebrities rocking your stuff.
God is good, and I know I keep bringing God up, but again, without Him, none of it's possible. That's right. Celebrity Queen Lunell was one of the first, and continues to back Callie's. I just got an opportunity to see Queen in Las Vegas.
I saw the photos.
Yes, just got it, and she gives the most amazing advice.
I bet.
Her hustle.
She gives me anti vibes.
Oh yeah.
Like the
yes,
auntie.
baby.
She gives them
nothing back.
funny
And
anti vibes too,
right,
because
Okay, and she is a
knows
real
it.
one. When I tell you a
Yes.
real one and a hard worker and a great supporter and a queen that who is even beating the odds, walking the walk, talking the talk. I mean, I can reach out to her and I can ask a question and she genuinely will get back to me. She genuinely, if I'm on her live, she'll shout me out, and she doesn't have to do that. But she called me on the phone and it's like, you got good product. You got good, keep going. I see you. I see your movie with Tabitha Brown, all of those things. And she sees my hustle. She sees my grind. And it means the world to me. So for her to be rocking me, getting behind Kelly's, it means the world. And she loves us as caregivers.
Remember we
too.
put together the first
And
package?
Ambrosia helped me.
oh, did she?
Y'all, I can't
love
decorate
it.
for nothing.
So-
Y'all, right here, queen, right here.
So what I did, I used to make gift baskets. So Valentine's big thing, like custom paintings and jewelry and things like that.
can't
So in my
decorate for
Sound like a
nothing.
promo plug to
Hello.
me.
well, I do the paintings, but I don't do the baskets. But when we were next to each other, she's like, "Girl, I need to put
can't-
something together. I need to put." I was like, "We get it. We
can't
pulling
do
stuff
it.
from the shop. We
can't.
pulling up gift baskets.
I
We
can't
putting all this
put
stuff. Yeah, we like,
nothing.
no, we gonna package this up. We gonna send her a
Beautiful
full gift
basket.
Yeah,
And I
love
couldn't, y'all, my decorate skills.
That's why
Not
we're a
everything is our
team.
ministry, sis.
Okay.
Not everything.
Okay.
That's why we need
Baby,
each other.
you'll be mad with Tracy, honey.
You style my hair.
Okay.
And I'll pay, but I'll do your
Now, let me
packages.
get you a good
Okay.
wig.
Right.
Now, when we talk about a wig, that's my niche, okay?
I
But
love
don't ask me to
it.
decorate nothing.
I love it. I love it. I know I seen before you had even posted or reposted her with one of your mugs, the glitter mugs. I seen it and I was like, I got that. I got one like that. I was like, that looked just like Miss Callie stuff. And then I seen you repost it. I was like, I was like, oh. I was like, share, click, comment. I was like, that was so dope to see that.
Yes.
And then now you've got wigs and movies. And I
Yes.
seen you with the Queen Tabitha herself standing
Yes.
side by side, and she was
That's
promoing. That was
Yes.
dope.
Yes, and that was again the manifestation. Praying and writing it down. I encourage anybody, and I'm gonna be the first to say I never really did that. And then me and Ambrosia, we talked about it. I think going to a photo shoot, and when I was like, I'm in a transition. God has me in a transition. She was in a transition, and I just this journey of writing it down and speaking it.
Habakkuk 2 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. It does say write it down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
make it plain.
And then next you know, there was.
Yeah.
And then celebrity Nick Few gave me my viral wig.
I live.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because all of this. Listen.
Honey.
Listen.
He was hilarious.
Okay.
We're gonna have to add some of these reels and these videos
Yeah.
to the social media post
100%.
this, because y'all have to see some of these videos. You're gonna be like, oh, she doing it big, and
She
they
definitely is.
I love
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
But Queen Ambrosia, tell me your biggest win. Like, what has been your biggest success in this journey?
Kind of what I mentioned before of taking the advice,
Yeah.
using it, and it working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was awesome. Also, this summer I was able to open my art studio in downtown Gresham.
Oh, wow.
For in-person paint parties, and that was a big leap of faith, especially after having a storefront and going
Yeah.
back to a storefront, but realizing that, okay, now that I've built up clients and now that I need the space, my husband's like, you've had the garage for too many years. The family is reclaiming the garage. You
said
need
her
space.
husband, though.
He said he wanted a man cave, and he was very upset.
Girl, he's still on me, okay?
Patience of the saint, I'm telling
Like,
you.
it's raining, the kids need their garage so
Right.
they can play in the garage.
They can paint. They can paint.
Right.
Listen.
That part. They always paint, girl, always.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say let's taking that advice was big for me, and making that leap of faith to open up my storefront. It's still a leap of faith. It's still about figuring things out.
Every day.
And once you try something, it doesn't always work the same way again, and that's where your faith kicks in. I have a Bible study at my church. My church happens to be like 3 blocks from my studio, which was another sign
listen.
for me.
Yes.
Literally 3 blocks. And on Tuesday nights we do Bible study, and I was just, with the crew, like, hey, I'm opening my studio. They came and they blessed it and they prayed with me, and it's just been a faith walk for sure. But finding people that know the industry and know the business, and being able to learn from them and take those hard advice, like, no, you need to stop doing this because it's draining you, or this is not working. You put 5 years in. It's like an abusive relationship.
Ooh.
You
Speak on it.
for
Speak
5
on
years,
it.
and that cycle that happens where you
When
get
you gonna
that
let it
thinking,
go?
I put this much time in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I put this much money into it. How can I just leave this?
That
Maybe if I
loyalty.
do that one more thing, it'll work. But you got to be able to adjust and adapt and see what is healthy.
Yeah,
So
and release
has
that
helped me.
control, like you were even saying before
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're so in control of the outcome,
Yes.
or we're trying to be
Trying
in
to be,
control, and
yeah.
Right.
we're not.
Okay.
So you
Yep.
have to learn how to just
Absolutely.
relinquish that
Yeah,
control.
it doesn't work, and you throw a fit like
Yeah.
a toddler.
You get what you
Supposed to
get.
Listen.
I don't call you to do that.
Right. Or it's time to switch.
Or that season is done.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
season
exactly.
is done.
That worked at the
Yes.
time. Let's say that it wasn't based on like losses, but like that
Yeah.
worked at the time.
I gained
Now
so
times
much.
are
I
different.
gained the best business bust. the
Yes,
best
Listen, I love
Yes.
this. I love it. Queens support queens, and that is
And that's
beautiful.
important.
Yes.
100%.
I've gained so much, so it wasn't a loss at all.
Okay.
At all.
I'm gonna ask a
love
question, and y'all might decline my question here. But y'all done spoke about church and religion so much. I know these saints be cutting up. Tell me the funniest experience you've had with somebody in your business.
Ooh. Ooh, they be cutting. Oh, well,
She's like, hold on. I need to time a little extra, make sure I don't get in trouble when I go back to church.
well, I'm too old. It be,
Oh,
y'all, please stop. Please stop with that. I'm too old.
Meaning that they're too old.
yeah.
They
Oh, like
can't
to wear
that
wigs?
wig.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, baby, I'm too old to wear that.
You better put that color on.
Exactly.
You only as old as you feel.
Right.
Right.
Stop aging ourselves.
Listen.
Yeah, and stop, like, says who? You
Right.
know what I mean?
That
Like,
part.
Just because it's outside of what people have declared should be right for you, but you need to be able to own
Yes.
whatever it is that
Yeah.
you're doing.
That part. And have you like witnessed someone saying that, and then you put a wig on them, and they have like that that moment where they just turn to somebody totally different?
Yeah, and I love that. Yes, because that step outside the box.
Yeah.
Be different.
I love
Be
it.
different. Do what somebody doesn't expect you to do. Right. Do it for you.
Yes.
You know, oftentimes I've walked in places where people was like, because pink is not my favorite color.
Really?
No.
Ma'am. Ma'am. For those of y'all listening, listening on all of our streaming platforms, if you're just listening, listen. Even our producer is like, ma'am.
Like,
Now, those of y'all watching on YouTube can clearly see that she be rocking the pink. I mean, and flawlessly.
Thank you.
But for those of y'all that are listening, not watching, pink wig, pink jacket, pink pants. She got pink feathers. She got pink sparkles, pink glitter, pink brooch and pins.
Yes.
She got pink everything.
Pink
So
heels.
listen,
Yes.
pink purse, pink lips. Like,
Yes.
tell me you don't like pink.
I love pink, but it's not my favorite. My
It's the
favorite color is
brand.
actually red.
Oh,
That
no,
is
I
so
love
funny.
red.
My
We
wedding
won't say
dress
why,
is
though.
red. Yes, red is me and my husband's favorite color is red.
I love it.
So why
Yes.
do you wear pink?
I wear pink because pink represents my daughter, baby Callie, and my store is pink. My logo is pink.
Yes.
It's Queen, like Queen said, it's a branding, and branding
Yes.
is very important. People have to remember who you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, she is the queen of branding. I'm gonna tell. I have a funny story where I said this lady is insane. Okay, so my day job, we had this thing. It was a black marketplace, and I tell this story all the time because I was like, I got to be very clear in our instructions next time, because if not, this woman gonna take up half the building with her stuff. So we had a black marketplace, and it was like black businesses. They came, they pop. It was like a pop-up event. We had a panel discussion. It was amazing. It was wonderful.
Yes, it
We
was.
told everybody that you got one table, 2 chairs, right? Now most businesses will accommodate. They have different setups for different places, right? So they'll be like, okay, I got a table and 2 chairs. Okay, I'm gonna bring a tablecloth. I'm gonna bring a stand-up banner. I'm gonna bring a couple stands and things, and call it a day. We had 22 vendors in that building, and it was the way the space was. It was tight. So I told Queen Tralice, I said, you got a table and 2 chairs. She's like, cool, got it. I was like, I'm gonna have some extra stuff with me. I said, cool, no worries. Everybody has extra stuff. When I tell you, this lady rolled up, her and her husband, wonderful support system, by the way, because he be at every event.
Thank you.
She had 2 extra tables. She had some chairs. She had a whole back wall that had hooks and hangers. She took up an entire corner, and I looked at her and I said, oh my God, I've got to move people around to make sure we can fit everybody.
I've never seen her do a table and 2 chairs.
No,
So-
never. Listen,
Branding is key.
listen, and I was like, part of it was like I was irritated because I was like, oh my God, I gotta move. We gotta move people, and like people was looking like, I got a table and 2 chairs, and she got a whole
And
back
she
half
got
of
a
the.
whole storefront.
Listen, but
got
what
a
I
whole
so respect about it is that you're not going to tell her how she's going to brand her product and her merchandise. She has a way and a standard of excellence that she does business that she's going to show up as herself every single time. And if you don't like it, too bad, because she's here and she paid her fee, and it is what it is.
There we go.
And you're going to buy these products. You're going to buy these wigs and these little lip glosses and these purses and everything else.
Glasses and all the things.
But I respect that so much because it was like she's on par with her brand.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. But you
you,
had me
Queen.
sweating bullets that day.
So sorry, but branding. I often tell people one of the things that is key is branding. The first thing that people are going to see is your brand.
Absolutely.
And how are people going to remember who you are is your brand.
Yeah.
And that's key. And one of the things that I studied and who stood out for me was Rashida from Love and Hip Hop.
Ooh, okay.
And I remember, I think I was speaking, and somebody next to me that was speaking next to me was like, "Oh, she's ghetto," and I was like, "Well." And one thing I love about Rashida is she had multiple business. She was a great businesswoman.
Yeah.
That part.
You see a small snippet of her on Love and Hip Hop, but I looked at her as this beautiful Black queen who had
Yes.
multiple business, and entrepreneur and hustle, grind.
And there's no confusion
And
about what
there's
Rashida
no
does.
That part.
confusion about what she does in her hustle.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I knew exactly, and branding. And she had a vending business, real estate, hair, all these things. And I was like, her clothing line, storefront,
Right.
you knew. And I was like, okay, I got it. And then, so brand, you got to brand. If you don't know my name, you're going to know my logo.
That part.
There we go.
That part.
You don't know those colors.
Absolutely.
You don't have to know my name, but I want you to know my colors.
Right.
You gonna know my bling. You gonna stand me out when your kids are passing by. Your parents might not know me, but your kids is gonna catch my bling. Mommy, I want to go to that booth.
That part. That part.
Yep.
So those
Every
are things
time.
that I encourage even our young entrepreneurs when we're educating the kids and the young youth is find something that it doesn't have to be your color, but what will stand out and be different. Don't blend in with everybody else.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So thank you, Queen.
Yes. No, thank you. Thank you for setting this example and also giving me a lesson and being clear and concise about my instructions.
100%, right?
Be like, you have 10 feet of space.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all.
You know what I do? Tape on the ground.
There we
Listen,
go.
But that only
She gonna pull that tape out the way.
Ambrosia's just
We request to be next to each other.
A
So
lot of people
at all
do.
the events, so that we can share
I
space.
Yeah,
love
and I'll
it.
go
Like, you
into
can
it.
have a little bit of, you can have more.
I
on
can
this
see.
side.
I can
There's
see.
a couple of people that request to be next to me when I do vending events.
I can see that. I can see
You know,
why.
there's
Definitely see that.
Yeah.
because I'm big on energy
Absolutely.
and hustle. You
Yeah.
know, you got to be. Me and Ambrosia, DC Rings,
Yeah.
Fearfully and Wonderfully Made.
Yeah.
Some
Those are,
amazing
Yeah,
brands.
so
Yeah.
good branding, and one of the things we all just collaboration, which
Yeah.
is important.
It
Vibrant
is.
too.
It's
Energy.
very important. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that brand, y'all. Entrepreneurs brand.
Yes. Take notes, y'all.
Yeah, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room.
Absolutely.
When you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Recently rebranded. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
It's a lot of work. I tell you what.
is,
I didn't.
Lord.
I know. I don't have a. Oh, I mean, I have a business podcast, but
That part. I'm
but,
gonna say,
I was
I was like,
like,
yes,
but
she does.
like, you know, like it's my personality as a brand. But when I watched Charlisa go through her rebrand process, I feel like I was going through it with her. And I love how you guys support each other because it really does take a village sometimes because
does.
the way that she was going through it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm glad that my brand is what it is because I'm pretty solid right now. But now I know what to look for. And I watch people around me and I see how you guys move and how everything happens. And I'm like, okay, I'm taking these notes here and I'm making notes. So all of y'all listening and watching, make sure y'all taking notes because they've been dropping gems this entire episode.
Entire
This
episode.
whole episode.
Yeah.
That's also why it's important
Yes.
to like work with each other and collaborate with others. Like, don't be afraid to help someone else. Don't be afraid to help market somebody else.
No
I think
gatekeeping.
especially here
Right.
in Portland,
Right.
sometimes it feels like nobody wants to support each other. Everybody wants to be on top, or it's like some type of competition. But it's
That
like,
part.
if you win it, I'm winning.
Right.
That
Absolutely.
part, like,
Absolutely.
You
Yes.
going out of town? Tell them I'm your assistant. I'm coming with you.
And I'm big on that.
Yeah.
I am
Yes.
so big on that because one of the reasons why when I opened and I started, I was like, if somebody asks me something, I will share. And I tend to overshare, and God is working on me on that. And I'm learning at the age of 48, not everybody is, and I was telling Ambrosia, not everybody is happy for you. And I don't know if you guys experience
That's a
this.
tough feeling. Yeah, to
But
experience.
not everybody is happy for you. And at the age of 48, and I was like, really? Like, I'm just now learning this because I'm happy for
Yes.
everybody, the spirit and how I
Right.
move.
Yeah.
You winning, Queen, I'm winning because down the line, you're going to be in a position to say,
Absolutely.
come on, Queen, let's get it together. And then
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the position to say, come on, Queen. I
Right.
remember when you looked out for me. So
Right.
then you never know. And then I'm like, okay, Queen had me. Let's go. Let's go
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Let's get
Yeah.
this bag together. And
Absolutely.
as I roll with this journey and as I'm starting to elevate, I'm remembering like it's okay to collab. And as I've been traveling and going to these different events and I've been given these opportunities and seats at the table with different celebrities, and I'm looking at these beautiful Black queens in Dallas and Atlanta and where else? Detroit. These beautiful queens in the hair industry, same industries,
Right.
getting a bag together.
Yeah.
Ain't no competition.
That part.
Yeah.
Here, I'm still trying to figure it out, and I don't know what that is.
It's a scarcity, and people get so
think we
caught
talked
up
about it,
in how
Queen.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. People get so caught up in whether we do the same thing or
Yeah.
that there's so little of us that I've got to hold on and hoard onto my little piece of my pie that I feel like I've claimed. And I wish that people didn't necessarily think like that. I faced that same challenge when I was throwing my hair show, that everyone was like, I'm like, it's not a competition. It's not a competition. We are literally highlighting each other, because at the end of the day, we can win together.
Right.
I think it's all a matter of mindset. For some reason, people have bought into that I can't win with you. So and they're also suspicious when you are too gracious, and when you are like, no, I really legitimately want to see you win.
That
like,
part.
I'm not
That
trying to
part.
backdoor you or anything like that. You know, so I think it's just a matter of continue showing up the way that you do.
Yeah.
Authenticity is going to win every single time. And those who are there for the ride, they going to hop on. Those that aren't, they're going to stay exactly where they are, you know.
I often tell, there was a queen when I was doing Shark Tank Summit this past month. There was a queen that, because I don't like being in big rooms, believe it or not. I love a good pop-up. That's my safe space.
Yeah.
But where God has had me in these rooms, and I'll be like, oh, because people are so judgmental, because they see how I'm dressed, and they was like, oh, she's just trying to get attention.
Like it's a gimmick.
Yeah. No, I'm just in my brand.
Right,
You know, I'm
right,
working,
right,
you know.
exactly.
And I'm
Looking good while
promoting,
doing
you
it.
know,
That part,
and
that
I'm
part.
promoting, and I knew I had, me and Tabitha Brown were going to be promoting the movie.
Gotcha.
Unexpected Christmas, November 7th. And there was a queen that I met there, and I was still trying. God was telling me, you do this thing by yourself, not with your husband. And this queen had an extra ticket, right? A VIP ticket. And I said, oh, queen, her name was Queen Yasss. And I said, oh, queen, can my husband get your extra ticket? And then she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so we go over to get the extra ticket. And now, mind you, God said, you doing this by yourself.
Right.
And so we go over to try to get him the extra ticket. They said, oh, no, we can't do that. And so I was like, okay. So I had to do this by myself, but I didn't tell anybody why I was there.
Gotcha.
So me and Queen Yasss, she didn't know why I was there to promote the movie for Unexpected Christmas. And so then I didn't want to tell. I just wanted to see. But we got to talking. She owned a hair care brand, some beautiful hair growth oils. And I was like, oh, Queen, let's have you come into Kelly's Custom Hat Wigs and put your oil in the store.
Oh, nice.
Let's collaborate.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go, you know. And she's in California. Let's talk about it. Let's do the connection. Long story short, then lo and behold, you never know when you say, okay, I want to collaborate. Because then now she ended up, I said, come on, Queen. Let's go meet Tabitha Brown together. So then she got to also promote her brand with Queen Tabitha Brown. So you never know with your collaboration and
Absolutely.
your connection. She didn't really know me. We just met that day. But you never want to miss out on an opportunity on who you connect with.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
When you think, oh no, like how you were saying
what if
earlier.
she would have been stank towards you? She
Right.
would
Right.
have cheated herself out of an opportunity.
Out of an
That
opportunity.
part.
And then she's like, oh my God. And she was so, thank you so much. Oh, no worries, Queen. I believe in that. It's just like me and Ambrosia, we collaborate all the time. Queen, come on, let's go. She would say, well, Queen, let's go. Our strength, your strength, her strength, my strength. Let's pull together. Let's get this bag together. Your strength. Let's get this coin together so we can all win. I'm all about, let's all get it
I
back.
love it.
Right.
I
That's
love
all
it.
I want to do. Let's
I
get
love
it.
That makes me think of when I first started. There was a pastor and wife. They're like auntie and uncle to me and my husband, and she was moving because her daughter's now a celebrity, but they were moving to help her with training and things like that. And they were like, "Oh man, I opened this boutique. Here's a lot of items, like a lot of jewelry, a lot of items." She was like, "I'm just gonna the Lord just told me just to bless it, just to bless it. Come to my storage unit and just take what you want."
Oh, wow.
It was awesome, and that gave me a lot of I had clothing and things like that, but they gave me a lot of purses and jewelry to go along with my stuff to put into my shop that I was putting up by myself.
And she's good at it. And
She ain't over that.
Right.
I was like,
You
you know
could have
that
landed a person.
Right. Like, just gonna throw that out
But
there.
it was awesome. And so when it was time for me to transition from a clothing boutique to an art studio, and I moved all of my stuff out of my storage into that art studio, and I had no room. I'm telling you, I barely had an aisle. Things was packed. I said, oh Lord, I got too much stuff. And I said, what am I gonna do with all my boutique? My boutique stuff, what am I gonna do? And I prayed about it, and I was at church, and I was during praise and worship, and I was like, Lord, there has to be somebody I can bless. Like, who is it that needs that? And he put someone on my mind, and I was like, okay. I waited like 2 or 3 days, and I was like, is it really? You know, like that. Right? And then so I called her, and I was like, oh, come to the new studio. I want to show you something. So I showed her all the items, and it's probably about $10,000 worth of stuff for pop-ups and things, like double booth 10 by 20.
Wow.
To like have a whole pop-up. And I was like, yeah, I really the Lord put you on my heart. And she's like, well, how much do you want for it? I said, girl, it's yours.
Oh,
wow.
oh my goodness.
She just like broke down
Oh,
crying.
yeah.
I love it.
It
That is
blessed me.
amazing.
Being a blessing to someone else, it blessed me.
Yes.
And she was like, you have no idea. I was signed up for the jazz festival. I had to negotiate with them to pay that fee, and I had no inventory. She said, I was asking Lord, she said, I know I'm supposed to be here. I know I'm supposed to do this. I don't have $300. I got $250. They accepted that. But I don't have no inventory to really do a whole booth.
Oh,
and she said,
wow.
I can't believe it.
Wow.
Worked out, got her a U-Haul, packed up all that stuff. And I still check on her. And I send clients, they be like, you got that hat? You got that? I'm like, nope, my girl got it. And I send them to her.
I love it.
It's beautiful. It pays
Yeah.
off to be able to help others and be a blessing to others. We have to pay it forward. It's
Absolutely.
not just about everything is mine or everything that I'm doing, but you have to be able to give back.
You do.
And doing things like that is like you become an attractor of good things to come for you, right? Like you don't, like you hold on to stuff and you don't share, then you're not
feel
leaving
like you got
space,
room.
right? Exactly. So I love that. Okay. We're getting down to the wire now. So we got to talk about y'all support systems. Like you have each other, but y'all got some husbands and some kids and some family members that I know pour into y'all and help y'all out. I know I've seen your husband. He be over there ringing people up.
Everything.
Yo, I say he probably know more about wigs than I do. But what does that look like for each of you? And then how to like who is your biggest like supporter outside of each other? Obviously.
My beautiful husband Rayfield, and I'm a real one. Do we butt heads? Yes. There's times that we done had a argument right before we done got out and did an event.
Oh,
you
wow.
wouldn't know it.
Right.
Yes. But again, that's where you will it in. And I always say it's not when you have the good times, it's when you can get through the bad times and when you can grow from that.
Absolutely.
I love him to pieces. My mama prayed him through. So before she transitioned, I was like, Mama, what you doing? She said, hush up, I'm praying for your husband.
Oh, wow.
And so shortly,
she told you to be quiet.
Yeah, she told me to be quiet. So
we don't need Sierra's prayer. We need Callie's prayer.
Exactly.
So she told me to hush up, and then a few after that, I met my husband. So he doesn't like to do all the talking, but he is the.
I don't think I've ever heard him say a word. And for years, at least since like a good 2000.
It'd be just a total.
So. That's it. That is it. He'll nod his head. Yeah, I don't think I have ever heard that man say a word, but he's there front and center.
I just say this to my beautiful husband and to my sons. Thank you. I know I can be a lot. I know it's a lot of work, but he is the glue. He is the muscle that helps keep it. He works very hard. He works a lot of hours, and then to run the store, to sell a wig. And to the ladies out there, I know y'all be shooting your best, so I say try it.
No.
Shoot your best. Oh,
Are you serious?
But you know, you guys, I'm gonna just tell y'all, honey, shoot your best shot. I like this.
Right, you could try.
Baby, try it. It doesn't bug me.
That's so beautiful.
It does, honey. Shoot your best shot.
Right.
Honey, he ain't going nowhere.
He loved this wig.
The audacity for me though is crazy.
That part.
It doesn't bug me. A lot of women be like, girl, you be worried. Girl, for what?
Because
if it's that easy.
you done met him at my place.
Yeah,
Right. He helped us
right.
support his
There we
woman.
go.
He loved
It's
me.
for me,
He
honey.
ain't going nowhere.
Well, the way she said, he ain't going nowhere.
Like,
She said, I'm every woman. I put on the blue wig, the pink wig, the red wig. What you want today? I'm every woman, okay?
That part, honey, short, long, what you want, baby? Switch up. I say,
But they say
hey,
clock it, right? We talked about clock it.
Clock it.
Yes.
Clock it, right?
Switch
Okay,
it
yeah.
up.
This is class.
Wigs is game changers.
She done put y'all on some more game now.
Your wig grip. I think you had y'all had that podcast. I know I didn't grasp, but remember y'all had that podcast where y'all talked about the wig grip?
Yes.
Well, how do you keep your wig on?
Yes.
Wig grip from Kelly's.
It ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere, ladies.
And she got videos to prove it.
Got videos to prove, lady. That
Leaf
wig
blowers
grip.
and everything.
Listen, I love
I almost
it.
said something.
Listen,
Please
it's
do.
okay.
Shoot.
It's
Okay,
okay.
this
It's
is called
okay.
Dirty roses.
Dirty roses for a
honey.
reason. Look, them wigs can be yanked and spanked and
That's
everywhere
right.
else. They ain't going nowhere.
I'm just saying.
And she said, tested and tried. Okay.
Why it made me think of that song? We ain't
Going nowhere. She said, let me remind y'all why my husband ain't going nowhere.
That part. But yeah, so thank you, honey. Thank you to my sons. I really couldn't do it without him. He literally goes to work and stocks and the weight Ambrosia see, because honey, I be tired, y'all.
After you're pouring out all day,
Yes.
helping people and
He
stuff.
packs
by the end
up
of the night,
everything.
yeah.
He's the muscle. And my sons is the muscle. They
love
work
it.
all day and then come and help with the store and the pop-ups. And thank y'all for extending me grace for when the store is closed. That's important. So thank y'all. So yeah.
I love
That's
it.
awesome. Support system. So yes, my husband in a different way, because we got a lot of young kiddos too.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't know any daddies with their kids this much.
Daddy daycare.
Liz, that part.
I'm like, I know, baby. I'll be having my daughters with me sometimes, having the kids with me too. I'm like, you can't have all three. Like, come on, you can't have all three. So we split them up, and we have awesome support system. My in-laws, they do such a good job.
They're incredible. I love
Yeah,
that.
we collaborate.
And
Okay.
the snacks. Are they
Yes,
still
we
baking?
are a family of entrepreneurs. Okay.
Yeah.
My father-in-law
I'm gonna
has
need
Bishop
some
and Son
snacks.
baked
Okay,
goods.
Big back season's in.
I was
You know
gonna
what I'm
say,
saying? About to be
yes.
winter. We got to
7-Up
hibernate.
cakes.
Oh, that pumpkin bread.
Okay.
Yeah, that
bomb.
7-Up cake make you shout.
Oh,
Yep, and then my
damn.
sister-in-law has Anchored Within Counseling, the largest black-owned.
Oh, shut the front door. Okay. Again,
Yeah.
Portlanders, take
The
note.
world is so small. I had no idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sweet.
And so just having them to be able to, I know that my kids are safe. I know that they have a good support system. If there's birthday parties or things like, oh man, I have this event and so and so's supposed to be here, we come together and we make it happen, and then they bring the kids to me and come visit me and all this stuff. So we definitely collaborate. But my husband, having a spouse that's supportive and not just like not just going and saying, well, I'm supposed to do this, and then don't take care of your family and don't be there for them, or don't, you know what I mean? But if there's something that he brings up, hey, we spending way too much money on this is our personal income, is you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this is a lot. So being able to have those hard conversations and then be able to talk to each other about, that's hard. That's always hard.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like, oh, well, I'm doing this, but it's not all about me. It's a family. We're a unit.
Right.
So we have to work together. It's not his
work in
dream.
progress.
It's my dream. You know?
right.
She said, this is all about me.
But I was gonna say, I feel like with us being creatives and things like that, I can imagine like you need that kind of like that calmer force that like behind the scenes to kind of reel things in.
Yes.
Because I can just see it's a lot of sparkle, but sometimes they be like, okay, now.
Right.
I work they
My
nerves,
husband
honey.
is about the numbers too.
Okay.
It don't make dollars. It don't make sense.
Listen,
Yeah.
How
listen.
long you gonna do this for, and what is it gonna cost us? Is what he's looking into. So, and I appreciate that. I really do.
I love that. Okay. I'm going to have to go back and listen to this entire episode because y'all done dropped so many gems. We've had lots of entrepreneurs on here, and they've told their story and they've told their struggles and everything else. And it's been amazing to hear like this motivational piece. But y'all literally were dropping resource after resource after resource. So y'all make sure y'all listen and go back to these show notes, because I'm gonna try to link everything that they talked about. I'm gonna have to listen real carefully because they was dropping bombs. Listen, but where can people find you if they want to purchase, they want to have a party, they want to just, even if they want to just talk and get some advice, if that's what you're offering? I'm not saying y'all should, but you know you could. But where can people find you?
You can find Kelly's Custom Hat Wigs. My store location is 458 Southeast 185th Avenue, Portland, Oregon 97233. Also my Instagram, Kelly's Custom Hat Wigs. Also my YouTube.
Ew.
Okay, TikToker.
Ew. Okay.
Okay, TikTok. And then also Kelly's Custom Hat Wigs, my website, y'all. Shop the website. Also book a class. If you don't know anything about wigs, sign up for a class. It's very important to educate yourself. Don't just go out there and get wigs blindly. Don't get taken advantage of. We are a safe space for all people. So support. We are the only Black-owned wig store in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
They don't make it easy for me to get these wigs. As a Black-owned wig store. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And to my entrepreneurs out there, continue to walk by faith, bet on you, and always remember it is okay to collaborate with one another.
Thank you.
That's right.
Yes, Queen Ambrosia.
TheLambArtStudio.com is my website. TheLamb_Art Studio is my Instagram. Please feel free to look at the website, look at all my services. So I do private parties, mobile. I pack up everything. I come to you. I set up in your dining room. I set up in your church. I set up in event spaces. I've done 150-person paint party. I've done a 2-person private party. I also collaborate with a lot of organizations. So if you serve our community and maybe you want to partner on a grant, or maybe you want to bring art wellness to youth, young adults, or people in recovery or transitioning from homelessness, hit me up. I'm all about that. I'm all about collaborating, figuring out a way to serve our community.
I love it. Okay, well, y'all know Nick B is on her health journey, and we're talking about health and wellness and all the things. So big shout out to Nick B. Y'all can find her at Nick B _Nick B on Instagram, and that's Nick with a K. So I gotta say it like her, okay? So make sure y'all check her out, because she's been sharing her her health journey and how she's changing her life. Yes, me too. So we gonna keep this going. But Miss Charlisa, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Milani by Shadowboxx. That's MYLANI BYCHA. You know, Black folks got to throw their name. Yes. So it's CHADLWBOXX. I'm also on Facebook under Milani Vegan Hair and Body Care. And you can also check me out, my personal brand, which is Charlisa Shadowboxx Harris, on Facebook as well. Or you can check out the website, y'all. We just did a whole bunch of work on that website, like you were talking about.
Yes.
So MilaniBeauty.com is where you can find all of the things.
Yes, and you can find me in her reels, okay? Because we be cutting up in that salon. And if y'all haven't noticed, I'm sporting some glasses today, and so I do want to shout out the Hepidem glasses. So they have a ton of like really unique frames. So these kind of give me like this comic look. I don't know, but
it is giving Marvel character.
Yes, I feel like Superwoman or something, you know. So I just, we shouting out the glasses because I'm trying to get a sponsorship, y'all. So go ahead,
y'all hear that?
Because I buy new glasses every season. I want to do a contest. Maybe like I should do a glass giveaway. Okay. Maybe y'all should, we're gonna talk about that. So make sure y'all check me out. Y'all can follow me on all social media platforms. It's Leigh LaRie, LEIGHLARIE, and that's on every platform. And of course, Dirty Roses Podcast on every platform. DirtyRosesPodcast.com. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do all those things. You can use code Leigh, LEIGH, on the Milani website to get you a little extra discount. And I might have to work out something with Miss Callie, because I'm trying to be a brand ambassador for the sparkles.
Right. We need all the sparkles.
Yes, we need it all. But thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. Thank you for imparting all this wisdom and sharing your stories. And I look forward to collaborating with y'all soon. Yes. Y'all can catch us next time. Bye.
Thank you, Queen.
Guess what, Rose Buddies? We are thrilled to introduce our new sponsorship packages. Be sure to hit us up at dirtyrosespodcast.com to inquire how we can showcase your brand on our platforms.